My first was a hemorrhagic stroke that I had in the year 2000. It left me in a coma for 5 weeks, and then it took 5 months at the rehab center, and then another couple of years after that just to get back on my feet. I was sitting at my desk late at night. Fay had gone to bed. All of a sudden I felt like everything was a mile away from me. I couldn't move. Finally, I did get up. I stumbled to the bedroom, and I knew something was wrong, and my balance was off, but I didn't think much about it. Then I started getting a headache. Well, by the time I got from my bed to the bedroom door, that headache had expanded to such a degree it's impossible to explain. At that point, I called out to Fay and said, "I think I'm in trouble."
I asked him if he wanted me to call 911, and he couldn't even speak properly. So I called 911, and they came and they hauled him out to the Civic, and we got there and they said, we think he had a stroke. I'd never heard of him having a stroke because he wasn't supposed to have a stroke. Nobody's supposed to have a stroke, right? One thing that we found out that was super important is I didn't have a power of attorney. 50 years old, we didn't think we needed power of attorney. My mother, I have a power of attorney. She was over 80. But we now have power of attorneys. We were equal partners, and all of a sudden I had to take care of everything. Like, he paid the bills. He did certain things that guys usually do, and all of a sudden I had to pay the bills, and I had to do everything relating to the house, and I had to make sure that he was okay and his safety was okay.
The relationship was very difficult for me because, like Fay said, I would do things around the house. Need to change a light bulb? Don't matter. Nothing to climb a ladder and change a light bulb. Screw in a hook or bang in a nail. Those were the things that I did. But now I couldn't do that. I had to sit back and wait until Fay had the time to do it. And it was not so much frustrating that I couldn't do it. It was frustrating because it meant she had additional work and I couldn't do anything to help her. There has to be understanding on both partners' parts that things will not go smoothly all the time. One of our favorite pastimes that we enjoy together is fighting. But it's helpful. It's because as long as we can communicate, we'll get by. It's once you stop communicating, once you start expecting your partner to understand you without really explaining to them what you're looking for, that trouble begins. But recovery is not something you do on your own. It's something you have to do together.
When he came home in October, we had been going to Florida for many, many years. My parents had an apartment down there. And he was just sitting here in the fall, and he'd gone through his rehab, he was using a walker, and he was just not a happy camper. So I said, you know what, if the doctors say it's okay, we're gonna go to Florida. The place is there, all I had to do was get flights. And we went, came back, he was totally different, he was motivated, he was happy. So he bought timeshare and we traveled. We're going to Hawaii next week.
But we've been to places we never thought we'd ever visit before. So one of the advantages of having a stroke is having the time to do these things together. Because if you're not working, you've got to do something with your life in order to keep on going.
There's Spain. There's a little town called Mijas. That's Mijas. We went to a goat farm.
Oh, yes. Without her, there's no way that I would be where I am today. Stubbornness, etc., is very good, but having somebody, one, to believe that you are going to be okay, having people who are close to you who won't let you go. So having a partner like Fay, I was unbelievably lucky.